It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Northern Monk Brewing Company, or Northern Monk Brew Co, I should say. And this is a can of their Horde Hazy IPA, coming in at 7% ABV. This is a new beer introduced to Tesco stores nationwide. It's in a 440 milliliter can. Purple can. And it says, follow our standard bearers, holding aloft the emblems of Citra, Mosaic and Comet hops. Join the Horde. Join the Horde. Without further ado then, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. It cost me £3.75, I believe this one was. Little bit of smoke on the can opening, beer in the glass. Two finger white head, slow moving carbonation. Hazy, straw-ish coloured beer. On its way to amber. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. So, the aroma, yeah, it's a bit tropical. It's a bit grapefruit-like, a bit pineapple-like, passion fruit-like and mango-like. All from the hops in the beer. But we are hitting a problem. We are definitely hitting a problem with these styles of beers that are going into the supermarkets. And the problem is, and I haven't tasted the beer yet, they're all a bit samey. The aroma is all a bit samey. I've just reviewed the Lucky Charm, I think it was called, beer from Brewdog, New England IPA. It was alright. Bit like this. Tiny Rebels Hadouken from Sainsbury's. It was a bit better. It was a bit more kind of holding on to its roots, like an original recipe. But there's so many of these styles of beer now that are landing on the supermarket shelves that are just, it's almost as if the brewers are just sharing the recipe out between them, and it all come into like this standard level of Doritos chili heat waves, or your standard bag of nachos that you come to expect from the supermarket shelves, or dare I say it, your pint of milk, your ready salted crisps. New England IPA very quickly is falling into a taste category that supermarket beer buyers are coming to expect. And that's a problem. That's a problem for these independent breweries. Because if the big supermarkets want you to produce a beer at a certain taste profile, then what's the difference from buying a beer from North Brewing Company, or Northern Monk, or Brewdog, or Tiny Rebel, or Buxton? And I suppose this is the question. Is it the supermarkets that are ruining craft beer? or certainly supermarket, is supermarket craft beer being ruined by the supermarkets? Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Sweet, tropical, juicy, hoppy, touch peppery, touch spicy, medium creamy mouthfeel, little bit of a kick of alcohol, little bit of a warming sensation as I'm drinking the beer. It's almost as if, though, Northern Monk have put a message here on the side of the can, and I think it's really appropriate. Join the Horde. Even Northern Monk, they must be sitting at their desks in their brewery, I don't know, maybe with their head in their hands, thinking, the beer that we've just launched into Tesco tastes the same as every other beer that we put into Tesco. Every other IPA, every other New England IPA. Surely the people at Northern Monk are buying the other beers that are landing on the supermarket shelves. Your Brewdog, New England IPAs. Your North Brewing Company, New England IPAs. And surely they're putting these beers together on a table and going, actually, my goodness me, all of these beers are tasting the same. They're all tasting the same. And the trouble is then, I'm getting feedback on YouTube from my loyal followers watching. Thank you guys for what I'm talking as a third or fourth person straight to you and saying thank you for your comments, because, you know, a lot of the comments that are coming through are basically saying that they're bored. People are bored of these new releases of supermarket beers, and they're simply not going to buy them. They're simply not going to bother this time round buying supermarket craft beer. And one thing that I've noticed as well, certainly with Tesco, is that the enthusiasm seems to be gone. The supermarket shelves of craft beer are shrinking. They're not growing like they once were. They're shrinking down to more of a compact space. It's going back to how it was, where you have a look at the bottles of real ales next to the craft beers, and the bottles of real ales are vast. They're vast and they're quite varied. And the craft beer is now this, like, almost just this shelf of a couple of stouts, maybe a sour or two, and the rest being New England IPA. And it's very tough. It's very tough for companies like Northern Monk to make a difference, to be able to. It's almost as if they're brewing with their hands tied behind their back. It's almost as if now the supermarket has all of the power. And the problem there is, the moment, and I think that's why Cloudwater pulled out. I think that's why Cloudwater pulled out of Tesco. You don't see Cloudwater in Tesco anymore. I think they realised what was going on. The problem with Northern Monk now is that they put so many craft beers into the supermarket that probably the bottle shops, the independent bottle shops are like, we'll buy maybe some beer from Cornwall or Devon and maybe some beer from North Wales, and we will then kind of like just give people a bit of a change, a bit of a different, and maybe now people are buying more from their bottle shops. To be honest with you, if there's any criticism of myself here, maybe I could buy more from my local bottle shop too. Maybe I could now, because I'm getting bored with it, to be honest. I am personally getting bored with supermarket craft beer. Maybe I can now refocus on buying bottle shop beer, because that's where the difference is. I suppose this was always going to happen with the supermarket. They want milk to taste like milk. They want Doritos to taste like Doritos. And in beer sense, they want a stout to taste like a stout and a New England IPA to taste like a New England IPA. And it's almost as if they've all been given this flavour profile that they all have to work to. And as I mentioned before, this could be from North, this could be from Magic Rock, this could be from Brewdog. It's by chance Northern Monk. They all taste the same now. And it's a crying shame from where we were in the supermarket just 2 or 3 years ago, where there was individual flavours. You could tell it was a North Brewing Company beer. You could tell it was from Magic Rock. You could tell it was from Northern Monk. You could tell it was from Brewdog. You can't really tell anymore. I think we're nearing the end. I think we're nearing the end for any excitement whatsoever to come out of supermarket craft beer. I'm going to rate this. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.